Did you notice how the internet went haywire after LeBron hit the game winner? They discovered that Caitlin Clark had met him backstage without any cameras present. Basketball enthusiasts had been anticipating this moment. Finally, 2 generations of genius crossed paths, but no one captured a moment of it on camera. That's correct. Not a single image, not a single video.
The sound of the buzzer, it's an automatic review. One more look.
I thought he got it off mark well in time, to be honest with you.
Oh, it's going to count. It's going to count.
When the buzzer goes off, the review is automated. I believed he got it off after one more glance. Let's go back to that amazing Lakers versus Pacers game. The atmosphere was electrifying. With every possession, the voices of the standing fans rise. As the clock ticked down, players' faces were dripping with sweat as the score was nodded. Then LeBron does what LeBron does, and bang shock waves were sent through the audience when that devastating buzzer beater cut past the net. Caitlin Clark and her boyfriend Connor stared from the stands as their roars reverberated off the rafters.
North Carolina Duke at 2:30 Eastern, then Maryland taking on number 1 seed South Carolina, the Fighting Dawn Staleys, followed by LSU, NC State, and Caitlin Clark in the building tonight.
Let us discuss Caitlin Clark's passion for LeBron James. This isn't your average fandom. She actually called him the best basketball player of all time in an interview with Time magazine. Consider that. Putting her money down on who she thinks is at the pinnacle of basketball monarchy, the future face of women's basketball. Declaring someone the GOAT in public shows more than just respect. It also acknowledges the model of greatness they have established.
LeBron never messaged me directly, but it's been cool to just see his support of myself and the W overall. You can tell he really watches and turns it on, and yeah, he's been kind of a big fan of myself from college and now in the W. So, he's the greatest basketball player of all time. So I think
LeBron didn't simply nod and walk away after she made that audacious claim. Instead, he turned around and referred to her as transcendent in an Esquire interview. That goes beyond a simple compliment. That is a once-in-a-generation talent being recognized by basketball royalty. LeBron didn't stop there either. He gave Clark his full support, a strong declaration that basically sends a message to the basketball community that she is the real deal and that he is rooting for her.
I don't want to compare myself to anybody else. I don't like that.
Yeah. It's a difficult thing to conjure.
Yeah. But I don't know. I hate saying this because LeBron is the greatest basketball player of all time, but obviously he didn't even go to college, and he had all these expectations coming out of high school to be the greatest player ever, and obviously that's a lot. That's a lot to take on your shoulders and a lot for the NBA at the time.
The way LeBron views himself and Caitlin's journey is what further intrigues this link. In particular, he contrasted her ascent with his own in 2003. Recall how much pressure LeBron had to bear after graduating from high school and seeing the selected one on magazine covers. That's the kind of burden Clark is currently bearing.
Clark, he said, I have a great deal of respect for her because I know exactly what it means to be drafted, to be the face of a franchise, and also get the scrutiny from a lot of people that don't believe you're ready for the next jump. And so me, watching Caitlin, seeing what she's doing, I've been in support of her since day one because I remember myself going through that, and she has my support 100%. She is a transcendent.
LeBron talked about the heavy expectations placed on him and how every word he said was scrutinized. Most of us can never comprehend what it was like to be doubted as a youngster. Sounds familiar? That's precisely what Clark is going throughout her first season. Every game, interview, and social media post is scrutinized to the point where most athletes would crumble. But this is where things start to get very interesting. When he stated that Clark is drawing greater attention to the WNBA, LeBron acknowledged that his personal challenges might be mirrored by Clark's influence on her sport. That wasn't merely a passing remark. That was LeBron James, who acknowledged that Clark possesses the same revolutionary force and helped expand the NBA's global reach.
I came in with the narrative, but I didn't come in with that type of aura. I just wanted to come in and learn from the vets and then put the work in. So I think for my advice to Caitlin, and my advice to anyone that comes in with this, this level of like notoriety, out of this world expectation, whatever the case may be, I just think it's all about having, be a horse, man. The Kentucky Derby, put your blinders on, go to work, show up to work, punch your clock in, prepare yourself, work on your game.
Originating from another person, LeBron's statement that someone belongs may seem like simple encouragement, but when it comes to basketball knighthood, it essentially means that you're one of us and have earned your spot among the greats. Considering the flawless symmetry in their tales, the guy who has been holding the torch for a generation is essentially passing it on to the lady who is prepared to follow suit. Both made their league debuts with unheard-of fanfare. Both had to contend with skeptics who claimed their skills wouldn't transcend to the professional ranks. With record rookie seasons, both players disproved those doubters and demonstrated maturity above their years in handling the pressure.
And I think for her, the one thing that I love that she's bringing to her sport, more people want to watch. More people want to tune in. I saw for the first time that they had a chartered plane for the first time in their league history. They flew private. That should be celebrated in its own right. For anyone that's, in sports that's flown commercial or flown, charter, that should be celebrated. And it's because of Caitlin Clark. Don't get it twisted.
Additionally, their courses coincide at the ideal time. Even though LeBron is nearing the end of his illustrious career, he is still in control and is obviously considering his legacy. Clark is just starting hers, but she is already changing what she thinks is possible. Two distinct eras of basketball history coming together in real time. That private chat may remain between legends, but Clark's true test has been in front of us the entire time since Diana Turtsey warned that reality was on the way for the rookie superstar back in April, while staring directly into those ESPN cameras with Scott Van Pelt.
Kind of keep your mouth shut, and just learn from the vets. When they ask, you voice your opinion if they want your opinion, man, early on, because everybody is looking for you to say anything, and they're going to splice it and cut it and make it a negative thing.
She was mistaken, though. Who could have imagined that Clark would emerge as the new face of women's basketball? Discussions on social media platforms were triggered by that moment, which was delivered with Taraz's seasoned confidence. While some fans supported the WNBA veteran's viewpoint, others felt it was needless criticism directed at a college star who was set to join the league.
Aitlin, Tom Withers, AP, since we're in Cleveland and this is where your college career will end, it's also where LeBron's NBA career began. Have you had any interactions with him over the years, and do you plan to play till you're 40 and score 40,000 points?
I mean, that wouldn't be too bad. I wouldn't say no to that. And honestly, I've never talked to LeBron directly, but obviously I've seen he's commented about myself, and I just saw this morning he talked about women's basketball in general and how good the game is and the stars in our game, and he knows what he's talking about. He pays attention. He supports the game. He doesn't just talk about it. He really shows up and supports, and I think that's the coolest thing. One of the greatest players of all time, really helping support and grow women's basketball. That's exactly.
The message that Taurasi sent with her notorious "this quote" has several levels, which were evident. Dominance in college does not equate to success in the workplace. Cheryl Swoops added to the doubts, wondering if Clark's highlight reel approach would be effective against top defenders who aren't impressed by logo three-pointers and no-look passes.